Hello. In this video, I will show you how to locate and make use of the Lexis Digital Library Study Aid. You see now the website for the law library. If you scroll down past this picture where you see these four teal buttons, one of them is labeled Study Aids. Click into that. Now you're taken to one of our research guides that outlines the various study aids that we have at the library. These first four are our online collections. You want to go into the Lexis Digital Library. Now, this took me right into the collection, but the first time you are asked to go in, you may need to put in your UH credentials to log in. What you see here are left on the menu are ways to interact with the collection. You can, right now we're at the home, or you can go into the Browse Library, see any books that you have currently downloaded and selected, any annotations that you've made in the books you've read. You can export a queue of different collections or citations and check any tags that you've created for the books. You're also then presented in the middle with any recently read books that you have, how long ago, and how you can get back into them. Of course, if you've never used the product before, you may not see that. Also, up here on the right is My Account. I advise that you click into that and go into your download settings. Make sure that you have it set to automatically download. If you do not, you will only be able to see the book when you're online, and you won't have access to the collection if you happen to be on the airplane or somewhere where you don't have Wi-Fi connection or cellular connection. Also, if you scroll down, you'll see your annotations and any tags that you have. At this point, you probably do not. So let's go ahead and use this and learn how to get into it. So let's pretend that I wanted to just browse the library. I'm going to collect that. And you can see we've set up certain sub-collections. So we have all 239 of our titles under study aids. That's what you're presented with at first. Then if you scroll down, you'll see there's also a collection of 1L books. Environmental law comes up because we have quite a few who read into that collection. And then we even have a small collection for law school success. And there are some good ones in there. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll be presented with how you can enter the collection through subject matters. There are 64. We'll go ahead and click on all 64 to expand that. And you can see we have it by jurisdiction and practice area, as well as content. So let's say we wanted to see what we have on torts. You see there are 7 books. We'll click on that. And now we're presented with the 7 books. You have the titles, the authors, the edition, and the release date. Let's say we wanted to use Understanding Torts, which you can see I already have downloaded. We're going to click into that. This is just how you interact with the book for the first time. You're presented with tabs that you can drop down to see the table of contents if you want to see what's in there, and then you can go directly that way if you want. You can also see a description of the book if you want to see what it says it covers, as well as any subject matters. But let's say we wanted to search for a phrase within this volume, and we were curious to do some further expansion into seeing what's in there with emotional distress. So it searches the title and gives you a pop-up here on the right, giving you some examples, little summaries of the text where it finds that mention, and you can go right to the passage should you choose to. I'm going to select the second one. It will take us into the book. It shows us exactly where its mention is. These look like footnotes. But let's say I found a section that interested me and I wanted to interact with the book. Well, of course, at any point, and you can see this, you have down here at the bottom, this is how you interact. You can print, you can see the table of contents, you can check into your annotations, highlight, and there are settings for the book too, which include like the lighting and the size of the text, and etc. But let's say I was interested in highlighting this attorney liability section. So I'm going to click on highlight. It gives me a choice about what colors I want, and there are many here. I'm going to choose turquoise. And I'm going to go ahead then with the I-bar and just highlight the section I want. Then it will pop up and give me a choice how to interact with the highlight at this point. I can either copy it with citation. I can write notes, my own personal notes that I might want to enter on this topic. We'll save it. All right, now other ways we can interact with the book while we're in here is we could just do a search right from here if we wanted. So let's say at this point, we're interested in finding something about strict liability. We'll enter that in, hit the finding bar. And what happens at this point is it interacts with different ways that that strict liability comes into play with in the text. The top three are what I call high-level searches. So there's even a whole chapter on it, and there are some sections dealing with the law that cover that, apparently with animals and dangerous activities. And then it breaks down by table of content where you can find mentions of that. You could just go into any of these at any point. This is obviously a footnote. This probably has a case or something that's mentioning it. So that's how you interact with the book once you're in it. Please know that when you close the book at any time, that whatever you've done will be saved. So the next time you come into the book, you'll have full access to your annotations and your notes and your bookmarks that you make. At this point, I think I've covered everything that I want. I advise that you probably bookmark Lexis. When you go back to the home, I would advise that you bookmark this website so you can easily get to it if you don't want to always have to go through the law library website. And at any point you have questions about this collection or any other study aids or other materials, please feel free to contact me. My email and my contact information can be found on the website. Thank you.